In this video, I'm going to walk you through why you're still unemployed after graduation and how to fix it using a clear, practical three-step approach. Here's the thing. The job market isn't broken. It's just invisible. And once you start seeing it clearly, you never apply the same way again. I know. You just want that respected job, maybe in finance, consulting, or a brand name startup or industry. But after sending 100+ applications, using LinkedIn Premium, tailoring your CV for each role, nothing's working. And every no hits deeper, like it's not your resume being rejected, it's you. I know that feeling. In 2016, I had a PhD on my wall, 0 job offers. I was already on welfare, supporting my family, applying full-time. I thought, surely something will land soon. I even had LinkedIn Premium. Hey, if you're new here, I'm Ramin. Over the last 8 years, I've gone from being an invisible PhD graduate to receiving offers from prestigious firms and companies. Now I share my thoughts on how underdog graduates and early professionals can build careers that actually go somewhere. I spent years building my academic resume, bachelor's, master's, PhD. I believe the hard work would pay off. But when graduation came, I faced a wall of silence. No job, no interview, just this slow unraveling of everything I thought I knew. I assumed my degree would speak for itself. I thought effort is equal opportunity. But I had what psychologists call goal myopia, obsessed with the goal, blind to the game around me. I didn't understand the system I was trying to win. We are told work hard, apply everywhere, maybe a good CV, let the system take care of the rest. But that's not how the real game works. I believe tech would help me, job boards, algorithm, automated tools. But they didn't make me visible. They made me invisible. Out of 200+ applications, I got 2 offers, just 2. But those 2 changed everything. The moment I flipped that mindset, everything shifted. I started applying differently. An offer started coming in, not from effort alone, but from using smarter strategies. Friends and family started asking me for help. I gave them the same system, and I watched them get results too. What surprised me the most? The system made everything feel predictable. Interview rate jumped to 60%. I wasn't ghosted as much. And for once, I felt in control of my own career. That is probably the case for you and the reason why you're still unemployed. But this can be fixed. And let me tell you how. It all comes down to 3 strategic levels: awareness of the train, clarity in your signal, unlocking the hidden door. Let's unpack the first one, and then I'll show you how the next 2 work in tandem to make you unstoppable. Awareness of the train. This is not just about being informed, it's about being oriented. Julia Galef calls it the scout mindset, seeing the world as it really is, even when it's inconvenient. In her book, she explained how scouts aim to find truths, not to win arguments. They're curious, open, and humble, more interested in learning than being right. Applying this to your job hunt means stepping back from your assumption about your qualification, about what employers want, and seeing the things as they are. Because you can't outwork a system you don't understand. Back when I was applying for a job, I didn't know any of this. I treated every company the same. Just click apply, hope for the best, and repeat. But here's what I learned the hard way. Every company has its own terrain, its own hiring logic, its own pace. And if you don't see the train, you don't stand a chance. Take consulting. In 2024 and 5, it's rough. Junior roles are being cut or automated. AI tools are doing what entry-level analysts used to do. If you are applying like it's 2020, you're walking into a battlefield with the wrong gear. So what's the move? Zoom out. Before you apply, scout. Look at who they are hiring, how their org is changing, what pressure they're under. Read business news from sources like Bloomberg or Financial Times to track industry shifts. Check Reddit threads, forums, and Fishbowl app for insider conversation. Even browsing a company's Glassdoor reviews or recent LinkedIn posts can give you a sense of their internal mood and hiring posture. But don't stop there. Talk to people. Message someone who is already in the company or industry and ask thoughtful questions. Have a short conversation. Ask what's changing, what they look for in new hires, and what they wish they knew when they apply. That's how you gather intelligence. That's what awareness of the train gives you, a map. And with a map, you move smarter. Clarity in your signal. This is where most new grads lose their footing. You have scouted the train, you understand what roles are shifting, but how do you show up in a way that resonates? Clarity in your signal is about the impression you make instantly. It's not about bullet points or jargon. It's about showing them who you are, what you can do, and why it matters right now. But here is where we lose a lot of retention if we are not careful, because this part requires a shift in thinking from I'm here to learn to I can already add value. Let's bring it back to earth. When I coach grads who fill stock, I ask them this. If your future manager sat next to you for 10 minutes, what would make them think, wait, this person already gets it? Here is a simple framework I use, your presence. Not just credential, but energy, mindset, the way you talk about problems, and crucially, how well your presence and attitude align with the company's vibe and culture. Employers want to feel you would be a natural fit, not just technically, but socially and philosophically too. This doesn't have to be industry experience. It can be a student project, a side hustle, a leadership role. Anything that shows initiatives and demonstrates you have got the mindset. They can sense you already think like someone in the field. Maybe you haven't done the job yet, but your action show you grew into it fast. Your fit. This is the game changer. Connect the dots, not in a desperate way, but with clarity. You want anyone you speak to, whether it's a friend at the firm, an HR person, or hiring manager, to immediately get your story aligns with their needs. Make it easy for them to see how your experience can solve their problems and why you're a strong fit right now. In my case, I stopped over-indexing my engineering PhD. Instead, I leaned into my startup experience. I talked about how I pitched to investors, built decks, built teams, and why that made me a stronger candidate for business roles. And sure, you're new. You don't have all the answer, but that's fine. Don't show up as a pair of hands. Show up as a brain. That one switch, how you signal value, can completely shift how employers respond. Unlocking the hidden door. And here's the truth. Even with perfect positioning, most online applications go into a black hole. Not because you're not good enough, but because your application is being processed by an algorithm long before a human even sees it, if it ever does. You don't even get the chance to charm someone, to tell your story, to show who you really are. Think of job markets like a nightclub with 2 long lines and a third door that's unmarked. That's the metaphor Alex Banayan uses in his book, The Third Door. Most people wait in the main queue, resume, cover letter, online application, and wonder why nothing's happened. Some try the VIP line, rely on legacy, privilege, or elite networks, but then there is that third door, the unorthodox way in. It's built on hustle, creativity, and finding someone inside who can give you a nod. That someone, that's your advocate. Without one, you could be stuck outside all night, even if you are more than qualified. So what actually worked for me? Referrals. 2 offers, 2 referrals. That's it. Out of hundreds of applications. At the time, I didn't even know if junior employees could help. Turns out they can. Sometimes they're the best advocates. Stephen Dalton's The 2 Hours Job Search lay out how to do this. Build a list of insider, reach out, and start conversation, not pitches. Here is my summary doing it. Create a list of 50 companies that includes companies you're genuinely curious about. dream employers, trending ones, and other. Find employees, ideally those you share same form of connection with, same alma mater, same hometown, shared language, mutual interest, like a sport or volunteer work, or even just from the same country originally. These small bonds make outreach more natural and increase your chances of getting a genuine response. Send a short message asking for an informational meeting to only talk about insight, not to ask for a favor. Again, the idea here is to form a rapport with those individuals and turn them into internal advocates to guide you or hopefully give you referrals without being pushy. I've laid out how to execute this high-level outreach strategy in one of my previous videos. I'm going to talk about it more in the future. But if you are ready to go deeper, I've got something coming for you. I'm planning to launch a free masterclass in the coming weeks where I walk you through the full outreach system, unlocking the hidden doors step by step. Just comment masterclass below and I'll send you the sign-up link once it's live. If you have made it this far and you're still doubting your experience, don't worry. In the next video, I'll show you exactly how to stand out even when you have zero experience. Click here to keep going.